Hello children, welcome you all in today's class. In today's class, we'll be discussing the page number 156 from your textbook. Okay, so see the heading here, Save the Birds. Here it is a very interesting topic, listen to it. There are two beautiful lakes near a village. You know what is a lake, right? It is a place where a lot of water is present. Okay, people come for boating and picnics in both the lakes. Okay, so both lakes are there and it is very beautiful. So people come there for picnic. The village panchayat is worried that with the noise of the boats, the birds will stop coming. Okay, so some birds, do you have seen birds in lakes, rivers, ponds, everything? Yes. So when people come and visit the lakes and they travel in the boats, the noise of the boats and the people will disturb the birds, right? So the panchayat of the village was very worried about the situation of birds. The panchayat wants motorboats in only one lake. Okay, so they planned one thing. Okay, they wanted all the birds to be in one lake and they wanted the other lake to be a picnic place where people come and go and where boats travel. Okay, the other lake will be saved for the birds to make their nest. Okay, so now what we have to do is, see, look here. So there is a grid given here. Okay, small squares are given and we have two lakes A and B, and it is written on that 1 centimeter on this drawing is equal to 1 kilometer on ground. Can you all see that? 1 centimeter on this drawing equals to 1 kilometer on the ground. Okay, so first question, how many centimeters is the length of the boundary of lake A in the drawing? So this is lake A and this is lake B. So we have to use thread to find out the boundary of this lakes. First, find out the boundary of lake A. You have to take a thread. Okay, so you all know you will have thread like this in your home, no? For tying flowers or for something else you will have small thread like this. You have to take thread, okay, and start the one end of the thread, okay, from any point on this lake. Okay, and along the boundary you have to shape this thread, see, like this. What is the shape of the lake? In the same way you have to keep the thread also. Along the boundary you have to keep. Okay. You should take a little longer thread, so then only it will cover the whole boundary. See, like this you have to keep it along the boundary. The shape will be disturbed because it cannot be stiff, right? But no problem, approximately you calculate it, okay? So like this it will come, and at last like this it will take a curve here, okay, and then it will reach this here. So here only we started, no? See, like this we have started. It will be somewhat difficult, but do it. However possible, you do it. Okay. So you can take this point to be the end point. Okay. Now stretch out this remaining part till this. Okay. Can you see one end point is here and the other end where we have completed the boundary is here. Okay. Now you have to take a scale. Okay, and you have to place the thread along the centimeter side. Okay, so can you see how I have placed? From 0 you have to place. See, I have remaining also, I have some thread on my hand. Can you see it? Okay, so after 30 I have to again measure it. So here 30 is getting over, no? So keep this part in your mind. Look here children, so this was the part which we already measured. Okay, now from this 0, this is the point I kept the 30, okay, and this was my end point till 10. So 30 plus 10 is how much? 40. So till here we had the total length of the lake, boundary of the lake was this much, from this point to this end. Okay, so now when we measured in the scale, first it came 30, then again I measured 10. So 30 plus 10 is 40. Okay, so total boundary is 40 centimeters. Measure it in the same way for lake B. Okay, take the thread, place it somewhere else. Okay, and you have to place it along its boundary. Okay, see, like this you have to place. It will come in this way. Okay, so you can stop here because we started from here only, no? So this one, this part is there, no? See, can you see this end to this point where I have stopped? So this is known as the length of lake B. Now when you measure this lake B's length in the scale, it comes nearly 22. Okay, same thing, I have placed one end at 0 and the other end at comes and stops at 22. Okay, so this is 22 and the other is 40. So now look at the question here. How many centimeters is the length of the boundary of lake A in the drawing? In the drawing it was how much? 40 centimeters. Okay, next, what is the length of the boundary of lake B? Lake B, it was 22 centimeters. It is not square centimeter, sorry. We are measuring only boundary, so square will not come. Okay, it is simply 22 centimeter and 40 centimeter. Only the boundary, no? We are not measuring the area inside. We are measuring only the boundary. Okay. How many kilometers long is the actual boundary of lake? So given here 1 centimeter is 1 kilometer on ground. So 40 centimeter means 40 kilometers. Okay. So this is 40 kilometers. Next, how many kilometers along its actually boundary of lake B? It is 22 kilometers. Okay. Then a longer boundary area around the lake will help more birds to lay their eggs. So which lake should be kept for birds? Which lake should be used for boats? So longer boundary means it will be helpful for the birds to keep their eggs safely. Okay, so the lake A will be preferred for birds and lake B will be preferred for people to boat. Okay, so here you will write lake A for birds, okay, and lake B for boats. Okay, is it clear, children? Look at the last question of this part. Find the area of lake B on drawing in square centimeter. What is its actual area in square kilometer? So where is lake B? Lake B is here. We have to calculate its area. Okay, so we already learned how to calculate area if squares are given. In third chapter itself, how many squares? We had a chapter. In that chapter we learned how to calculate the area of given figure by counting the squares. If we have full squares, then we should consider it as SQCM, one full SQCM, and if we have half means we have to consider it as half SQCM, and if you have more than half means you have to consider it as full SQCM, full 1 square centimeter, and if you have less than half means you can leave it. Okay, you can neglect it. Okay, so look here, this is, now calculate how many full squares are there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so how many full squares it is? So here you can write full squares equal to 13. Okay, check it once again. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sorry, this 15 here. Okay, now we will see how many are more than half. Okay, more than half. So 1, 2, 3, This is half, so leave it. 3 and then 4. Okay, then this can be considered as half. So 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 9. More than half is 9. So half is how much? We need not consider less than half. So just consider half. See, look here. 1, then 2, then that's it. Okay, so 2. So this can be considered as 15 SQCM. This can be considered as 9 SQCM. And this can be considered as 1 SQCM. Yes or no? Half of 2 is how much? 1, no? Yes. So totally how much? 15 plus 9 plus 1. So 15 plus 10, that is 25 SQCM is the area of this lake. For lake B, the area is 25 SQCM. Is it clear, children? So using thread, we have calculated the perimeter, that is boundary of both the lakes, and by counting the squares, we have found out the area of this lake. So full squares you have to consider it as 1 square centimeter, and more than half also you have to consider it as 1 square centimeter. Less than half you can leave it, and half square means you have to take it as half SQCM only. Okay, so that's all, children. Go through the video and try to understand whatever is taught. Thank you and have a nice day.